Hi everyone, this is Ivanka again, and we continue with more tips how to make your search better, more effective for your job, how to make your interviewing process more successful. My first episode ended at tip 3, which is communication. My camera decided to turn off, so my apologies. So we continue with what actually would make your job search interviewing process easier, faster, more effective when you have connection of your friends, your relatives, your co-workers, the peers, community that you with, right? A specific city where you're at. So make sure that you tap into a few different networks of yours. One of the connections that you can use when you look for the opportunities, and those would be mainly, I'm talking about referrals. It will be definitely people that you used to work with. You need to reach out to every single person that you worked. It's more about those that you really created the best relationship with, that they had chance to get to know you the most. They saw your value for that company back then, right? They know how you work on daily basis, how loyal are you, how productive you will be and successful with specific client or company. What might be the value that you can bring to that specific client or company that you're trying to reach. And for example, look first for the companies that you're the most interested and see if any of your friends or co-workers, previous co-workers working currently there, right? If they do, going through referral program is your winning ticket, I would put this way. And I'll tell you about why exactly, right, in a moment. If you not sure how to get into the right person, right? But you don't have actually somebody working there. In my case, somebody asked me to refer himself because he desperately looking for a job, and he just spoke in LinkedIn and asked me to refer him as somebody I know. And I just told him that, listen, I don't know you directly. I don't know what's your style of working. Are you loyal? Are you kind? Are you arrogant? In my case, I cannot refer you through the program that we have at the company, but I can definitely connect you to the right recruiter. So when you're poking, right, sometime people that you don't know, do not ask them to refer yourself. I don't think it would be successful, and you can actually scare people away by kind of begging that. But if you ask to connect for the right recruiter, it can actually lead you to more opportunities. So this is kind of alternative paths if you cannot be referred. So let's go back to why referrals will be the best option for you in many cases in today's market in 2024. Based on Forbes statistics, if you refer to a specific job that you're interested in, your chances to land that job, to get an offer for the job is 50%. So it's pretty high, I would put this way. But if you're just an applicant externally and you wasn't referred for the job directly, your chances to land this job would be only 3%. Also, another statistic showing that it was in 2024, between 30 to 50 different job categories in the United States have been filled purely by referrals. So companies more and more, they spending less time on actually somebody who just applied. And I guess as much as pity it sounds, it's just a reality. They more and more trusting, right, people who already work with them and sending their way their referrals. So their colleagues, their co-workers, their reports. If somebody is a manager and looking for the new employee at the team, right? So how to work smarter if you need to find the next opportunity while you're searching for the job. I'll show you a little bit of our kind of kitchen as a recruiters, right? From the back end, something that you don't see, you do not realizing possibly how it works. Majority of application tracking systems that companies use, they have separate filters or statuses of the candidates. And per policies based on a company, a lot of policies for majority of companies, they tell us as recruiters that, listen, you have first 2 weeks where you're considering internal candidates, if such opportunity opened for internal candidates within a company and referrals. And in 2 weeks, you can start explore external market, consider new external applicants, reach out to them, interview them. In very rare cases, it might be scenario where manager doesn't want to wait those 2 weeks, and he would or she would like to see external candidates right away with no delay in those 2 weeks. But usually, first you would see in a pipeline people who are already with the company or who are referred. So I'll give you the scenario. Let's say we got open opportunity and we got right away 50 candidates within a few days or within a week. From those, we have 25 referrals across the company. It's a pretty large company. And we also got 25 referrals, right? So we have internals and we have referrals. So what we do, we obviously go through those interviews first. Very often we can find 3, 4, 2 great, solid candidates and start interviewing and evaluating them. If we don't feel like it's a right pool, enough pool of candidates, we will tap in and post it externally and ask external candidates to apply, and we invite them for the interviews as well. So if we got another 50 candidates, right, it really depends. Sometime from those 100, when we got 25 referrals and 25 internals, we can only with those internals and referrals already find a winner and already proceed with the offer. So honestly, another 50 who applied externally, they never had a chance. Why? Just because they applied late in the process. And when you in that situation that nobody even replying to you, or maybe they reached out but never followed up, just look from the perspective of the company and recruiter that runs high volume of searches for multiple positions across entire team. It might be on average between 15 to 20, 27, 30 recs or requisitions. So obviously, if it's not automated, they might simply just forget to email you back that thank you for your consideration, but we already closed that opportunity with another candidate. So in order for you to be in that pool of people who've been referred kind of in the first few weeks, getting to know how to get into that referral program, right, would be extremely helpful and extremely useful and successful for you. Again, sometimes you will not get the referral, and obviously you still apply for the role. I encourage to apply with as many roles as possible. And comes my next fourth tip, and fourth tip is consistency. Consistency is extremely important for you to be successful at your job search, especially if you're in a need to land a job and secure the job and offer within reasonable timing. In those days, we would be talking, for example, if you need to get an offer at your week 5 to 6, which is 1.5 months, you would expect to have at least 3 to 5 final interviews on your week 4 to 5. This is the ratio, which is, it's a lot of data, right, that we're using, analyzing, and this is kind of how you would work backwards. So in order for you to have on your week 4 to 5, 3 to 6 interviews that you would like to have, you want to have 6 to 9 second round of interviews with the company, because statistically only 50% or 30% coming into the final rounds after the second rounds. The same would play then if we are looking what will be possible in terms of ratio for your first rounds. So in order for you to have 6 to 9 second interviews, you would calculate at least 12 to 15 first interviews, and those would be on your week 2nd or 3rd, right, from the moment you started to apply, if you, again, applying very consistently, which brings you to between 20 to 40 first conversations with the recruiters. And those days, first conversation means very different things. In some companies, it will be AI assistant who would ask you questions and give you a task, and if you pass it successfully, you will be invited for the first interview with the hiring team. Or it might be a quick call, usually it's 15-20 minutes. Or it might be an email where they ask you specific qualification questions, and if you pass that round, right, you're in for the first actual interview. So in order to land 20 to 40 of such conversations or emails in total, I would recommend you on your week 1 to apply between 40 to 80, maybe even 100 jobs. So how you can do that? In order for you to reach 40 applications on your week 1, which should be your absolute minimum, unless you're working for the field where there's absolutely no competition or very low competition, and those industries obviously is very rare, but majority of them, it would be exactly between 40 to 80, 40 to 100 per first week. You would apply between 5 and 10 to 15 to 20 applications a day. I understand that some days you might feel like you're not getting there. You don't have even 5. But guess what? Every single month, every single weekend, every single day, positions open up. They might not be in your city. They might not be what you're exactly looking financially wise. They might not be full-times, it will be contracts, but collectively, every single day, if you refresh Indeed.com, if you refresh LinkedIn.com, if you go to the Dice.com, if you talk to people who might be thinking as a part of company, open up the roles, but it's not posted yet, you can get those numbers. It's very realistic. I've been working this way, honestly, even for myself when I needed to find a role. It might not be obviously a couple of years back such a large numbers, but I still work as a recruiter when I was interviewing on very similar pattern, working consistently and having that metrics. And every position that you applied, make sure that you have a list. It might be a tracker, which is kind of add-on to your browser, that you can track all the applications, or simply you can create an Excel spreadsheet. You can put all the links. You can copy paste job descriptions, because some links actually disappearing with a week or 2. So what might happen, link that you applied might not be working a week or 2 weeks later, but companies still need another person, let's say, for the same position. So make sure that, just to be sure, you copy paste it. And if you start working on this page that I recommended, I can guarantee that you will see traction more and more every single week, right? And as more first interviews you have and second interviews you have, you can obviously drop already applying for the new roles. But if you do not see any traction, then there are 2 things. Either you do not meet those numbers, or it's definitely something wrong with your resume. If it's a problem with your resume, then I would recommend you really somebody who is a professional to take a look on that, because it can eventually save you a lot of time going through the process next couple of weeks and months. I hope this video was helpful for you. And for the rest of the tips, which is number 5 and 6, look for my next video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.